Hello and welcome to your twin flame reading for the divine masculine and the divine feminine and the current union energy going on between you and your twin flame. And I am Aldyn, and I am here with you for 1212, the 1212 portal. 12 is a very special number. I mean, all the numbers are special, you could say. And if you're into numerology, that might be either especially true for you, or perhaps you really have an extra favorite number. But either way, 12s represent the completion of cycles. As you know, there's 12 months in a calendar year. And then, of course, 12 is divisible by 4, by 2, and also by 3, well, and 6 as well, sure. So it's very much about like setting the foundation in this way where that's unifying and again completing a cycle. So there is that sense to this portal, and then of course it's the last month of the year, depending on when you celebrate New Year's, but just of the like calendar year, right? So yes, the 12/12 portal. Let's see what we have going on for you for that. So the Divine Feminine, we're going to start with you, and these are Nature's Whispers Oracle cards by Angela Hartfield, and then I have one card for the Union card between you and your twin flame, or you and your twin flame, depending if you're the DM or the DF. I mean, I know like there's probably more DFs watching, but at the same time you could very well be the DM, so yes, all definitely good, right? We need both to make the union. So okay, anyways, this is Eternal Crystals Oracle deck, this card here. Don't know what any of them are, but that one's by Jade, and I always link the cards below too, so if you want to check them out. And we'll pull that off. We're gonna start over here. So let's just flip it over and see what's going on. Pause. Sounds good to me. All right. I've been like, one thing after the other. And I think this is just a reminder, like, take a deep breath and to include transitions as a part of your active, or maybe you're having more of a downtime kind of right now, but as a part of your lifestyle, allow yourself to pause, to reflect. And whether it's a 5-minute pause or sleeping longer than usual or just a moment even, it's really just about being present. And just these colors in this card really represent peace very nicely. And so it's about being peaceful and not letting your pursuits get the best of you, but getting the best of your pursuits, right? Like receiving. And how do you receive? Well, you don't always know what you're going to receive, but if you are giving from a place that feels good, even if there's a challenge there, even if you're having to kind of push yourself or something like along those lines, there's a difference between that and actually kind of trying to control to just keep going when it's time to pause. So, you can even ask the divine, like, please show me the difference, right? Show me what to do here. And that can be a really nice way to receive help if you are not clear. And I mean, this isn't something we're always taught. So if you're not someone who was taught how to really like transition in a way that felt supportive to you just in day-to-day activities and so forth, then that's something you probably have to learn yourself, And so it's safe to just have compassion for yourself at this time. And this also speaks to kind of the fluctuating energies leading up to the eclipse as well, so just keep that in mind. And I think that feels pretty complete for this card, so we're going to move on to the Divine Masculine. Something else actually that I'm getting from this card now that I put it down, just want to say it out loud, is I realized I had all of these, like a lot more I kind of wanted to say about this card, and then all of a sudden it just left. Like I just had a blank slate kind of in my mind, and I realized I'm not gonna like say every single little thing that comes to mind right now, right? Like that would be very long reading. And sometimes more, like I communicate more, sometimes the message is more simple and this and that, and I know I know some people are probably like, oh, would you get to the point? Or like, oh my gosh, I love all of the things that you're telling me, or hate this, whatever it is, you know, I mean, I don't want to say I don't care. I do care about you, and thank you, you know, for investing your time into your own twin flame journey and watching this. But yeah, at the same time, I'm doing what feels good to me, and also choosing to give completely to you, to my audience. And so you can do the same for yourself in your life, however that looks. Maybe you don't have a YouTube channel, maybe you do, but yeah, it's just about like giving, and not necessarily giving everything from every which way that you possibly could, but just like going with the flow and giving. Like, that's what feels good, because that's what also feels good to receive a lot of the time. So I think it's also going deeper with carving out how to give, you know, for the divine feminine. How do you give and like be cool about it? So that feels like we're gonna move on to the divine masculine now. And your card is perfect setting. So this is about really just like beautifying your inner space, choosing love, and, you know, just seeping in your own beauty. Like, I'm just like imagining like, you know, tea that is steeped for a really long time, and how like hibiscus tea, you know, is like bright pink or like magenta, I guess, and how that can be like a really beautiful process to just allow yourself to feel beauty and peace completely and perfection. And I think sometimes as the divine masculine, there's a different kind of like chip on your shoulder is what comes to mind. I'm trying to think of the best way I want to put this, but that works. Like a chip on your shoulder regarding how society tries to make you think about your own self, which can lead to like a self-fulfilling prophecy of having some kind of a, you know, something that just can't quite be right, like can't be beautiful about you. And that just isn't true, like, you know. And so sometimes just having your environment, whatever you need to improve within or around you, whatever you feel called to do, this is inviting you to do it. It's also inviting you to do something creative. So if that literally means painting for you, then this could be a really good outlet for you right now. Maybe you're more of a musician or writer. I mean, we all do something creative, even if it's like kind of being creative about coding or something, you know. If you're just like super nerdy, I don't know, like, is that like a appropriate way to put it? I guess, like, I don't know, you know what I mean. Like, if you're just really like want to geek out on anything, I mean, I guess like doing art could be super nerdy too, sure. But whatever it is, like, go all in, you know, get in there, get creative, and find a solution, whether it's solution through beautiful colors or some kind of amazing, you know, thing that you put together, whatever. Like, don't have expectations around your creative process right now, but instead do just like keep moving forward with it, and let it flow. Yeah, so the divine feminine, you can see, is kind of pausing, kind of looks like the divine feminine in a way is holding space energetically, but also holding space in a way that's very just like healing to herself. And this is allowing, or helping, I should say. I mean, the divine masculine doesn't need to be like allowed to or not allowed to, but then the divine masculine can really like have more of a peaceful place in his consciousness to really be creative with. So it's just like really going deep with healing this place between both of you in your union, where you can have a true foundation for being more productive and more creative in a really juicy way that gives to your life purpose, and then therefore in some way is giving to humanity. So let's move to the final card. And this card is Bloodstone. And it says detoxifying root, heart, and sacral chakras. Wow, it's a lot of chakras covered in one stone, one card. So yeah, Bloodstone's pretty cool looking, I would say. And it's called Bloodstone, so there's that. Maybe it wards off vampires. No, I'm just kidding. Those aren't real. Although energy vampires are, right? So, also not actually real. So yeah, people are not something, like no one can actually attack you, no one can take away your good. For more on that, I recommend the book, A Course in Miracles. If you already have it, try flipping, to a page sometime and reading what inspires you. And even if you already do that, maybe this is just a little hint for you to take a moment after this reading and do it. And if you've never heard of it, either way, just saying it's a really amazing resource, and it's very good at painting a very clear picture that attack is not real in any way, shape, or form in any part of your reality, and you don't need to accept that. And lo and behold, then you'll probably see a very positive shift when you really start to accept that truth. And it doesn't always mean that because you really heal a part of your consciousness that you're going to just go fly away in some palace and listen to a harp all day and eat grapes and cheese. Maybe, that sounds all right, although I'd probably need more protein after a while and some greens. There's grapes and cheese. It's really good, but it's gonna get old after a while. Well, that's why you want everything that the world has to offer, but then you have to be a part of healing everything that's in front of you, and that can feel like a lot. But what the alternative is living in hell, essentially, putting up with other people's egos and then falling into it. So yes, it takes vigilance sometimes, and sometimes it takes more work than you expected, and sometimes it's damn, this is so easy, I feel so good. But it actually all feels much better than not choosing union with your twin flame. And the twin flame path is really just meant to bring you home. It's your ascension. And so don't worry about wherever you are on the outside with it. Don't worry about trying to explain it to whoever. If it's for you and you feel called, then you really need to put yourself first here, and that's a part of the detoxifying process, and rooting down and paying more attention to your heart and your sacral chakras is really being intimate with yourself. And being intimate with yourself, it's you wouldn't treat your lover, hopefully, you're in front of other people and oh, I'm gonna pretend that you're not here, romantic partner, or I'm gonna pretend that you're someone else, or I'm gonna just kind of act differently that doesn't feel good, in a way that doesn't feel good. But if that's how you're treating your own self, then that's really how you're also treating your twin flame, or something's being mirrored to you there. So it's something to look at, and that's why being intimate with yourself, which doesn't just mean sexual intimacy, it means just having an honest emotional connection with yourself and enjoying it, really. It should feel good. So that's a part of the detoxifying process, is releasing everything that would stand in the way of you doing that, because you can have a nice time and be really emotionally connected with yourself all the time, as long as you're not letting in things into your life which stop you from that. And at the same time, then you are going to face challenges and need to regroup, oh, maybe this person, and I need a boundary here, or maybe I can actually talk to this person. Let's see, let's just see how I feel talking to this old friend. You don't want to cut stuff out of your life to isolate yourself. that's also not like being intimate with yourself. You want to expand, you want to extend God's love onto all in the way that you feel called to. But sometimes, again, that is boundary, and it could be a boundary like within too, like no more, junk food for me, and so it could also speak to literally detoxifying, and sometimes that can help you get back in touch with your emotions. You might not realize like little ways that you might either be numbing out or just that you could really sharpen your awareness within. And on the other hand, sometimes that could even mean eating a little bit of junk food, because it could be like, oh, I really desire this experience and I'm holding myself back. So it's really just about being with God and feeling your feelings and then taking it from there, rather than choosing something from a place of anything else, like fear, for instance. So yes, going deeper with the whole foundation of peace, detoxifying for the divine feminine looks a little bit more like pausing and like just balancing your energy and from this place of pause. Whereas the divine masculine has a little bit more of a creative spark, so going on, but also a very nice calm card as well. And these things are going to take you deeper into those levels of the core and help you, pull out and release any patterns that are there energetically, just like by the mirror exercise, basically by just loving yourself. And there's links for that below. Oh, and also, if you stuck around, I meant to mention this earlier, but I am having an eclipse sale offer. Yep. And so if you are interested in a reading, for instance, or coaching, right now is a really great time through the end of Monday. It's going to be something that you just enter your email and I will send you the code for that. And I don't do this very often, but I like to celebrate things that I think are really cool, and I think the eclipse is really cool, and I think it's a really good time to get a reading and invest in yourself, or even art, or like maybe you're shopping for the holidays and you want a really unique gift for someone. Well, then check out my website. So yeah, let me know if you have any questions. I have my contact info down there too, and hit that subscribe button and like the video, and I will be doing another reading again soon, specifically for the eclipse. So yeah, take care. Bye.